Welcome to The Political Mechanic. My name is Stephen Thane. Conservatives generally believe that the U.S. Constitution was divinely inspired. If this is the case, and I think it is, the question I have is, what did the founders do to invite the Spirit of God into their deliberations? Their debates were heated. They disagreed on many points. They got angry and frustrated. So what did they do to bring in divine influence? I see a pattern between what Stephen Covey taught in trying to find win-win solutions and the Constitutional Convention. If we analyze the pattern, we might be able to recreate it in our day, which would be beneficial if we could seek for divine answers to our difficult problems. If anyone knows what the answers are, it would be the one who created the universe. Here are the steps that I see the founders made that generally correspond to Covey's approach. Number one, they all believed in natural law, which means eternal laws exist outside of our control that can be discovered. Thomas Jefferson hinted at this in the Declaration of Independence when he said, "The separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitled them," unquote. This belief allowed the founders to believe that divine answers and direction was a possibility. Covey was also a God-fearing man who also believed in eternal laws. The belief in eternal law is the starting point. Without this worldview, the way is shut, and only political discord remains. Number two, as far as I can tell, the founders let every opinion be heard. Every delegate had a chance to make his case. Each case was made based in logic, history, and experience, not appealing to religious dogma, even though they believed in God. Covey's perspective was develop a win-win mindset, have a desire to help others achieve their goals, and be willing to speak up for what you want. Your voice cannot be silenced. Every opinion is valuable. However, every opinion is also rejectable. Number three, this means most of the delegates listened showing basic respect. They did not need to agree, but they listened and tried to understand the other delegates' perspective in an effort to address all concerns. Covey said, build trust, focus on building relationships with others based upon trust and mutual respect. Listening may be the key step. Number four, after completing steps 1 through 3, they tried to come up with their own human-based solutions. If they could not find one, they went to step 5. Covey said, be willing to walk away if a deal doesn't benefit both parties. It's okay to walk away and look for a different solution. Number 5, all or most of the delegates to the Constitutional Convention wanted an answer that benefited all colonies, and at least one person had a new idea enter his head that seems to address this issue in an innovative way. Where did the idea come from? This is where divine influence emerges. Often it does not come until the above 4 steps are followed. The author of Pachelbel's Canon stated that it wasn't his work, that something from heaven flowed through his heart, and he merely wrote the notes. Roger Sherman came up with the Connecticut Compromise, which addressed the issue of representation. Small states wanted each state to have the same vote as larger states, while the larger states wanted representation by population, which would give them more power. So, who was Roger Sherman? He was the only founding father to have signed all 4 principal documents: the Continental Association, the Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation, and the Constitution of the United States. He believed that the Bible was a revelation from God and a guide for living. He was the ideal man for God to work through to bring a new idea to the convention. His idea was then taken and improved by the other delegates. He wanted a bicameral legislative branch. One house would be elected by population, and the other, the Senate, would represent the state, and each had equal representation. To recreate what they did, we'll have to follow a similar pattern. We'll have to treat each other with respect shown by listening, using reason, striving for a win-win solution, and when there is an impasse, try to find an innovative solution. But we do face strong headwinds. Ego, pride, and the false belief in the value of confrontational politics stand in the way of true long-term win-win solutions. I hope Idaho citizens can embrace the founders' approach, and so we can claim it as the Idaho way, and everything else is the California way. Implementing the Idaho way has great potential if we can embrace it. Thank you much for your time.